Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another video about, anything. Here we are critiquing a video Riley J. Dennis had put up about, when will we have a female president, the next female president, with It's Radish Time. Let's just get right fucking into it.
You want to talk about sexism in politics?
I sure do. This will be a fun one.
Oh, I'm sure it will be. It's gonna be a fucking blast.
All right.
Hey everybody, today I'm here with...
Taylor, it's Radish Time.
And we are going to talk about sexism in politics.
Ooh.
Some really not controversial stuff.
I get the sarcasm here, I truly do, but the fact that you are saying that kind of negates the whole point of you making this video. I mean, talking about controversial things is perfectly fine. I do that shit all the time. But starting out your video saying it's controversial kind of delegitimizes your point of view for me. This shows me that you're not taking this as seriously as I am. I don't even see a piece of paper in your hand with anything written. This screams to me that you did not come prepared for this video. And it also tells me that this video is going to be about emotion and opinion, not facts.
Super chill.
But you have experience working on Hillary Clinton's campaign, right?
I do. That's
what did you
correct. So I was the digital director of the state of Nevada. So all of the email, all of the text messages, and the social media that was happening in that beautiful battleground state was me and my team.
Congratulations. I'm delighted to see you made some kind of effort to make a difference in your community. Just because we have differing points of view doesn't mean we have to dislike each other. I applaud you for your participation. Thank you.
I think there's an argument to be made that sexism was a role in why she didn't win, but I've seen a lot of people saying that it had nothing to do with gender. How do you quantify that? How are we able to say that it was or wasn't her gender that affected her in the race?
After the elections, people began to analyze the reasoning behind the result pretty heavily. And before this woman gets into her side of the argument, I'd just like to point out the fact that Hillary Clinton did not lose the election because she was a woman. I will elaborate more in the future.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that there's necessarily direct, lines that you can draw to be like, it was, 20% gender, 30% this, 40% Russians, whatever.
20% this, 40% that. It's just a lazy way of explaining your point of view. I understand that it was simply filler getting into your real point, but a good structured argument uses up every countable second it has and fills that with information. Also, I don't know the involvement of the Russians in the elections, and honestly, I condemn them for intervening if that is what they did. I think we both feel the same way about that.
It was amazing to me that Hillary, I firmly believe, was the most qualified presidential candidate in history.
Wow, the ignorance in that statement. I do firmly believe that Hillary Clinton was the most qualified candidate in history. Have you ever heard of Andrew Jackson, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, James Madison, Abraham Lincoln, fucking George motherfucking Washington, and Franklin D. Roosevelt? These people were significantly more qualified to be president than Hillary Clinton by a fucking long shot. These individuals actually fucking did something. They created political theory. They helped the nation through its darkest times. And they weren't greedy cocksuckers like Hillary Clinton. I hate it when people just completely blindside all of American history and start making up these bullshit ideologies that were clearly inferior in history. For fuck's sake.
Was running against somebody with absolutely no experience who, as we've seen, is just incredibly inflammatory and quick-tempered and short-sighted and really has no idea what he's doing.
Short-sighted, bad temperament, has no idea what he's doing. Listen to yourself. You sound just like him. American politics today isn't won by facts, rationale, and civilized debate about policy. It's won by the side that can demonize the other more efficiently. Politics is public opinion, and if no one knows who you are, guess what, sweetie? You're not gonna fucking win. You have to get over the fact that Donald Trump played the media into giving him coverage. They said he wouldn't win, that his approval rating was down, that 70-some% of the people are voting for Hillary. They wanted to destroy him, but the only thing they did was make people want to go out and vote against Hillary. The people are just not that into politics. They don't give a shit about policy during a presidential campaign. They care about who can burn the other more significantly, who can say the most savage shit. You want to know why Hillary lost? Because she took the role of the rational thinker, the good guy, and Trump's campaign was designed to destroy that kind of character. And another thing, what makes someone qualified to be president is the following things. 1. They must have been born in the United States. 2. They must be over the age of 35. And 3. they must have lived in the U.S. for at least 14 years. That's what makes someone qualified to be president. You don't have to be a senator for 1,000 years in order to be qualified. Get your facts right before you start throwing out claims like that, you fucking turd.
You know, I managed social media properties for the Hillary, so I saw what people would write on Hillary's Facebook. People would send dick pics to Hillary Clinton's DM.
That's fucking hilarious. I mean, you can't take the things people say on fucking social media and then automatically assume they're speaking for everyone that is against Hillary fucking Clinton. It's not right, and it's stupid.
How do you respond to those people who don't see themselves as discriminating against women in any way and like want women to succeed and just think they don't like Hillary specifically?
That I can pretty confidently say is the majority of the people that are against Hillary. They don't give a fuck if she is a woman, and neither do I. I give a shit about the things that she had done, and I just didn't want her to be president. If a female candidate is running for president and she speaks the truth and shit, I will vote for her. I don't care which of the two genders you are, so long as you know what you're doing and you aren't fucking corrupt. I will consider voting for you.
We've seen with Hillary specifically and with so many female candidates, it's that when they're doing the job, their approval ratings are high and people, trust their work and they admire them. And then as soon as they run, as soon as they have the audacity to ask for more responsibility or drive for something higher, people are like, wow, that bitch is really out of place. Like, this is a pattern that we see.
This is a pattern? What are your statistics on this magnificently retarded claim? In American society, we encourage women to go out and do whatever they put their minds to. People don't look at women being successful and say, guys, what's this bitch doing? No one fucking does that in this country. Women have the opportunity and the support of the country to become the greatest they can be. And you're looking at it like we stomp them in the dirt every chance we get. If you ran for president, I'd hoped you lost too.
And so when people say like, well, I don't like Hillary, but I would have loved Elizabeth Warren. I'm like, but would you? Or would you say the same thing? That like, oh, she's too ambitious. She doesn't know her place. And, that's a question that we can't answer because that's not what happened.
I already talked about this. She just keeps repeating herself. That's the problem when you have no script. Just absolute fucking diarrhea of the mouth. Just disgusting to listen to.
But I don't think that being progressive insulates you from being discriminatory or like having unconscious or conscious biases against marginalized groups. And people who worked for Hillary Clinton, believed in women and wanted them to succeed and wanted to elect the first female president, would sometimes interrupt women a lot in meetings, and we'd have to have conversations about you can work for Hillary Clinton and still be sexist.
Man, I bet that was some harsh fucking mansplaining in there. I mean, goddamn, are you sure some of these women are alright? I can just imagine a woman going to the campaign meeting, being mansplained, and then going home after on the fucking bus, then being manspreaded out of fucking existence. If you interrupt somebody, you're not sexist, you're rude. Get it in your fucking head that all negative things, when done to women, is not magically called something else.
One of the criticisms of Hillary that I wonder about is that she's not far enough to the left. Mm-hmm. So, but I still see a lot of that going on, that people are just disappointed in how centrist she was.
How centrist she was? Now you listen here. Hillary Clinton's not a fucking centrist, not even fucking close. Hillary Clinton has said herself that she doesn't wish to be called liberal, but a progressive. If you look at her issues tab on HillaryClinton.com, you can see the positions in which she stands for. Now, it's hard to actually pinpoint the exact position of an individual on the political scale, so I went to politicalcompass.com to see a well-put-together summary of her positions on multiple issues. This shows Hillary Clinton is more extremist on economic and social policies than you may believe. Now, the political compass isn't rock solid, I'll admit that, but my argument still stands as is. If you want a truly in-depth look into Hillary Clinton's position on certain issues, I'll provide the links below to multiple websites that lay them out pretty well.
One thing I will say is that a lot of people who worked for Hillary were further left of Hillary. Mm-hmm. And to her credit, I think she's an incredible listener, and her policies moved left as the primary ended, and she really wanted to kind of consolidate the party and address everybody's needs, and her team would advise her on things, and she really listened and was able to evolve, and people have all sorts of criticisms of that, but I think it's a positive thing.
The best way I would describe Hillary Clinton is a political chameleon. She changes her views to match that of the area in which she's in, just as a chameleon changes its tone to match the environment it is in. She consistently throughout her campaign would contradict herself in different areas of the country just to gain support of the people that live there. That shows me that she is a shallow and conniving candidate, and that she can't be trusted. She changed positions or outright distorted the truth on gay marriage, her email scandal, Benghazi, her stance on healthcare, and trade treaties with other countries including NAFTA and NATO. Here's a video highlighting her various changes and lies. The link will be in the description.
I think there is an ideal and a dream and a wish list that we all have for what we want our country and our state and our local community to look like, and what, how we want our world to run. And then there's how it actually gets done.
I couldn't have said it better myself. You're right. People do tend to have points of views or ideas that just aren't applicable to modern society and how it works. Ideas like feminism.
And a thing that I don't think people think about enough is how limited the power of the federal government is. Like, what I think is most important now is state legislatures.
Now, I agree with this as well. The federal government is not as powerful as people tend to believe, but it is really fucking powerful. Don't get this mixed up, my friend. The federal government presides over the states. The states do not preside over the government. Considering the federal government is the central authority of the states, it is significantly more powerful thereof. This is a balancing act. This is why I love the system we have, because the debate always comes down to whether or not the states or the federal government should have the power to do this or that. Just fucking beautiful.
So I think that people think, like, the president comes in and they can just, make college free. Like, that's not how it works.
True, that isn't how it works, but the federal government can make college free if it so chooses. Like I said, the power of the federal government presides over the power of the states, meaning if a bill is created or an amendment is created to make college free on the federal level, and it passes, then you better bet your ass college is gonna be free.
I just have one kind of last final question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, having a female president is possible anytime soon? Do you think we could see one in 2020? Is it just not in the cards for us?
I think it is extremely possible that we may get a female president eventually. Now, for the election in 2020, Donald Trump will most likely run again, and I will be curious to see if he uses some of the same tactics as he did for his previous campaign. Really fucking hard to beat that.
Here's one thing that I don't like about a lot of the ways that we view positions of power is that white men are seen as the default in our country.
No, they're not. You ever hear of Barack Obama? Actually think about what you're saying. White men are seen as the default. I disagree with this. Obama isn't white, and he became president, and it was celebrated diligently. No one in their right mind thinks white men are the default president, and I just told you fucking why.
It's different for women. It's different for people of color. There's so many people that said, after Obama was elected, we're not going to get another black president or another president of color for a long time because how much people reacted poorly to that. And it's the same thing. We run one female candidate and didn't win, and now there's going to be a lot of people who are really wary of running another female candidate.
No, not even a little fucking bit of what you just said was true. Remember what I said? Obama becoming president was seen as an advancement of our society as a whole. That shit was a big fucking deal. Say what you want about Obama and his policies. The fact of the matter is, we Americans are extremely open to the idea of a female president. Fuck, we embrace the idea. Just because Hillary lost doesn't mean all the fucking sudden we are weary of a female president. No, we are weary of snakes running for the most powerful position on planet Earth.
And so I want so badly to see a woman run in 2020, and I want so badly to see that happen for us soon. It's like about damn time.
See, ladies and gentlemen, there it is. She doesn't care who it is that gets in office, so long as it's a fucking woman. Fuck, she could be a fascist. She'd still vote for her. It's about damn time. Fuck off with that. Why don't you stop being a fucking idiot, actually learn about the real problems in this world, and then run for president? Then you can vote for your fucking self.
So one thing that's really cool about the results of this election that were really disheartening in a lot of ways, but that so many more women have been stepping up to run because I think women have a tendency often to doubt themselves and to feel underqualified and do wonder if they really could do this. But look who's in office now. If Donald Trump can be president, you can run for your local school board.
You don't need any experience.
Right?
Wow, how fucking condescending can you fucking be? Look, I encourage anyone that wants to be president to fucking go for it. Man or woman, I couldn't care. Just fucking go for it. I would love to see a female president that actually does some real good shit for this country. I just haven't been presented with an individual that fits the bill. I'm sorry. It's just the truth. In this video, she later goes into organizations that help women achieve their dreams. Cool. I like that. I think that is magnificent. I would like to help people achieve their dreams too. But to get back to the point, Hillary was a liar, straight up. An absolute snake of a human fucking being. She didn't win because Trump was better at swaying public opinion than she was. That's it. You can debate policy all you fucking want, but if the people hate you, you can just fuck off because you're not going to win. That's it, my friends. Hope you guys had a fantastic time watching this. I definitely had a fantastic time making it, and I'll see you motherfuckers in the next video. Peace.